Now, Pokemon Evolutions. As we have seen over and over and over again, it's the best set in the world. It's gonna go up. It's gonna moon. Oh my god, Pokemon, Pokemon. The whole McDonald's things in Japan where they're like literally just getting the food and then throwing it away. Like, dude, come on. I'm sorry, but like this is entering like red flag territory. Like we've entered the death knells of the market. Like it's so bad and so blatantly obvious to me that I'm just like eating popcorn and I'm just waiting. I'm like, this is gonna just end so poorly. I don't know how soon. I'm guessing February, but I'm gonna keep eating this popcorn, and I'm just waiting because this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Like I don't think people are ready for this. Like I genuinely don't think they are, and it's gonna be really bad. The reality is this, right? The market has been going up for almost 9 months straight, every single week. There has not been an actual notable decrease in prices since November of last year. We're in August of this year. September, October, November. 9 months of this. There was, I think, 1 week where my price tracker went from like $240 to $239, and then it went up like $12 the next week. So like, did it really? Like, come on. Like one down week out of like 70, like, God. They're out of like 40, my bad. Wrong side of that math. This market is in the decline. Like you may not realize it yet and it doesn't feel like it if you're new to this, but you can feel the tugs and the pulls in the market, and you can generally start feeling the longer you're in these things what they're doing. And what it feels like right now is that last, like, you're on that last gallon and a half of gas, and you're like, I just gotta go. If I get to the gas station, I'll make it. I might run out of gas on the way up to the gas pump, but I'm gonna get there. That's what the market feels like right now. It's going as fast as it possibly can, balls to the walls, gas pedal to the ground, and that's kind of what it feels like. And it's gonna run out soon, and it's gonna run out before you get to the gas pump, and that's probably gonna happen in February. And you're like, oh, that's oddly specific, Richard. Why would you say February? Well, there's two main reasons. One, the new block is starting, right? Mega Evolutions, or whatever it's called, is the first set releasing in another few weeks, I think. That will do well. It will not be available. Everyone will want it, and it's going to be hard to get. And then the next set's going to release, and you'll notice it'll be around January. And it'll be interesting. It won't be as well received. And everyone will be like, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's not a bad set, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, it's okay. Then February's going to roll around. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's this magical thing called taxes. And the IRS is an absolute wizard at finding things. You have to fill a form out every time you deposit or withdraw more than $10,000 in cash. And fun fact, most people don't realize this, but if you deposit or withdraw more than $10,000 over a 30 or 60-day window, you also get flagged, even if you deposit $1,000 at a time. Fun fact, the IRS also knows when you receive more than a few $100s in PayPal and try to hide it. They always know. They always know. Now, generally, if you are only doing like 500 or $1,000, or you're buying and selling cards to play the card game, generally speaking, you're only doing a couple $1,000s a year in volume from this. Like, it's not really worth the time. However, when Scalper Overlord, my friend, is over here rolling up with a minivan of people and buying out entire Target restocks and entire Walmart restocks. Restock after restock after restock. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, in fact. An absurd amount of money, in fact. And what happens when Taxamana comes calling? Because he gonna come get his. He gonna do it. Taxman gonna get his. There's only two things in this world that are inevitable: death and taxes. It's a very serious statement. And when the IRS man comes a calling in February, which he will come a calling, all these folks that have been doing very sus cash tracking and massive amounts of product hoarding, where you see the guy that posts the photo where he has 18,151 bundles available. 18,000. Not 1,800. That's bad enough. 18,000. That's 3 zeros after the 18. What happens when he comes a calling for those tax dollars and he's sitting on 18,000 bundles? Well, 15,000 of those bundles gonna get sold real goddamn fast. And what happens when a few hundred of these people start mass dumping inventory in February and March? There's only so many people like me that are buying hundreds of units at a time. And I'm not going to be paying amazing prices in February and March. Let me tell you, I'm going to be pretty cutthroat about it. I'm going to be paying probably 70% on sealed even then. And the expectation is going to be quite brutal. And I'm probably not going to be taking hundreds of units. I'm going to probably be going, okay, I sell through about 22 bundles in 35 days or 45 days. I'll take 25 just in case the lower price points make more sense, but I'm paying 70%. And they'll probably say yes, because there's going to be a problem. They're going to need to recoup their money to pay the taxes. And as all this sealed product starts hitting the market, you will see a wave occur. And once the first few dozen of these fellows do this and they start mass dumping product, the market won't be able to absorb it fast enough. Because you're like, oh, well, Richard, the Pokemon market can handle anything. It can absorb all of this. My friends, I'm telling you for a fact, if someone went and dropped 18,000 bundles right now on Facebook at $63 a piece, the price would start going down on 151 bundles. Just what happened, because the sell volume on TCG Player would get cut by like 50%. Those people are then going to go relist them and try and sell them to locals and stores and other places. So stores and other people that were buying on TCG Player is no longer buying on TCG Player. So the price would go down and you would see the reflection. Look at what the bundle pricing did when Pokemon Center reprinted allegedly, like, I think it was like 250,000 bundles or something like that. It went from like $85, $90 down to like $62. That was with 250,000 bundles. Now imagine what a few dozen scalpers with 5,000 to 10,000 bundles apiece is going to do when they're all mass dumping, not buying, and they're just making a giant black hole. It's going to create the inversion that we've all been waiting for, which is perfect. And when it starts on one SKU, it'll start rolling into other ones. Now, realistically, what I do expect to happen, I expect the booster boxes to be the least damaged by this. Singles will also stay probably relatively flat as well, because like Pokemon's kind of weird with singles, it appears. Once the prices are kind of set on singles, they seem to kind of stabilize at a certain price point, especially after the set has been out for a few months, irrespective of how cheap the box is. So like $150 hit from Evolutions is still going to be $150 hit from Evolutions, even if boxes go from $110 in ETB down to $70 in ETB. Now it might go from 200 down to 180, but I don't see it dropping like massive 30, 40, 60, 70% chunks. Like it's really just not going to, because these hits are so desirable and there's a price memory built into those. So they tend to kind of find their happy medium spot and they'll chill. I do expect the singles to also go down, but it will be a fairly conservative amount, probably like 10 to 15%. The really expensive stuff might go down like 20%, maybe 30% at most. But again, like for a singles apocalypse, 10 to 30% retracement really isn't bad. The sealed, I think, is where it's going to see the biggest hits, because you're going to see so much of this go to market so quickly. I do expect to see sealed go down conservatively around 30 to 40% once February and March rolls around. Now, that will be from whatever the highs are going into that. So if those boxes now go from 200, say, to 250, and it retraces 30%, they're only going to be like 190. So like your overall discount point isn't going to be like massive. There might be some bigger discounts available, of course, but the reality is you're not going to see like a monster retracement in the sealed value, and leading up to that, sealed is also going to continue to trend upward. So over the next 4 or 5 months, you will see more sealed go up. I fully expect to see Scarlet Violet, based on current trends, it's been moving up by about $2 to $4 a week on average. We have 16 weeks left in the year, plus 4 in January, and then probably 2 to 4 more before February, March hits, realistically, before those prices start seeing the decline. So we're looking at almost 20 weeks, and when you factor in an average gain of around $3-4 a week in price value for the boxes, 2 in the low, sometimes 4 or 5 higher, sometimes it varies. Even at $3 and 16 weeks, we still hit over $300 a box. So we will see this happen. I think SV2 is going to go back up to $400 a box. Twilight Masquerade will go over $300 a box. Scarlet Violet base will probably push past $250. These are just some rough numbers that I'm expecting to kind of see before the year closes out, but they will retrace down. Now, it might not be as cheap as it is today, but there will be deals to be had. So you might actually be able to see SV base go down to, like, say, it's at $230 now. It bumps up to like $250, $260. It goes down 15-20%, so it's like $210, $220 a box. You might be able to pick it up off of that at like 85%. So you might actually be able to pick up boxes at like $185, and that'd be a great price point, honestly. Like, I'd go buy some right now. So that's kind of where this market is at. And we will see how close this is to being accurate, but I'm really genuinely calling kind of like the death knell around February, March. It could be sooner, and if it's sooner, great. I'm going to buy more and I'll spend more money shamelessly. I'm buying all of the things that I possibly can if it gets that cheap again. Any Pokemon box at $93 for a booster box, I'm buying it. I don't care what it is. I'm just buying it. It's going to do well for me long term. I don't even care. I will shamelessly do this on repeat indefinitely. I do not give a rat's ass. Now, stack your cash. I would highly suggest this. I am doing it. I will be stacking cash for the next 4 months. I would strongly suggest you also do this. Look for really good buying opportunities. Don't go with the expectation of dumping a shit ton of money in things to sit on it for a long time. Focus on rotating right now. The more you can rotate, the better off you are. Even at 10% margins, rotate. I do not care. Rotate, 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 rotate. That's what you need to do right now. That is the biggest piece of advice I can give you, because it's going to give you the most security you possibly can have. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I will talk to you guys later. I have some more fun videos coming out. We have some good openings coming. I'm going to slot some Mastery Pack Guardian in at the end of the month, I think. I might be able to get some recorded before I fly out this week, but we'll see. And if I do, it'll be out next week in the video. Otherwise, it'll be out the week following. But yeah, guys, I will talk to you later, and bye-bye for now.